Tonight, let's take a look at the scene of that deadly bridge collapse in Baltimore. Just 2 hours ago, we got the latest from the Coast Guard and the Maryland governor's office. Here's what we know right now. All 6 workers who've been missing since the bridge collapsed overnight, right after being struck by a cargo ship, are presumed dead, and the search for them has been suspended until daybreak.
The Coast Guard tonight says divers will hit the water at 6 a.m. sharp tomorrow morning, and their mission is transitioning to one of search and recovery.
NBC's Jay Gray is on the ground in Baltimore right now with what he's hearing about the investigation.
Just minutes after pulling away from the port, there were signs of trouble. Flickering lights, dark smoke pouring from the stack of the 95,000 gross ton container ship. The pilot issuing a mayday call, warning he'd lost power and propulsion. Just ahead of the vessel, slamming into a center support column on the Francis Scott Key Bridge. The iconic structure crumbling from the force of the impact.
We advised the entire bridge, the entire Key Bridge in the harbor.
A crew doing routine maintenance, filling potholes, was on the bridge as it collapsed. 2 of the workers quickly pulled to safety. But after a full day of teams on, above, and below the water, frantically working to rescue at least 6 still missing, tonight they acknowledge their mission is shifting to recovery.
That at this point, we do not believe that we're going to find any of these individuals still alive.
24 NTSB investigators are on site now to work through the remnants of the bridge, interview crew members and witnesses, examine the ship and analyze data recorders, trying to piece together how and why the tragedy happened.
The NTSB focuses on the facts, so we will figure that out and be able to provide that information in the coming days. Today is far too early for that.
The beginning of what will be a long and difficult process in the wake of the tragedy. Jay Gray, NBC News, Baltimore.
And the tragedy had some of you asking us tonight, could such a catastrophe happen here in Cleveland? We asked one local official who knows our waterways very well, and his answer, no. William Friedman, the president and CEO of the Port of Cleveland, told 3 News that our network of bridges is quite different than Baltimore's because there are no bridges over the Cuyahoga River that have supports in the water, so the boats cannot hit them. The other difference, of course, the type of shipping vessels out on Lake Erie and the river.
We get a lot of traffic that is only within the Great Lakes here. So many of the ships that you see going up and down the Cuyahoga River, if you're, sitting there at a restaurant or just along the riverside looking at ship traffic, those ships are specially made for Great Lakes shipping, and they never leave this system. We call them Lakers.
Friedman also says shipping is generally very safe, and the bigger concern in our area is maintaining safety on the river between paddleboarders and larger boats.